Okay, here's the Tektronix DAS9D100 computer. I don't know what it does. I just got it because it was big and heavy and had a lot of cool boards in it. So, power it on. And power here. Okay, that's fine. Ah, there we go. 300. Oh, it's a bit more power than my transformer can do, so let's plug this in over here. Okay. $400. Ooh, high voltage. Okay. Maybe this goes in here. Oh. Oh, blew my cord here. My little 3-amp breaker wasn't enough. Try it. 400 watts. I smell dust burning off of something. I can hear the high voltage squealing. No picture though. Nothing happening back here. Let me try the brightness. Try the brightness. Nothing. Nothing. Okay. Turn it off for now. Oh, there's something. There's something. Let me turn the light off. See if I can get that to show up.
Of course I didn't give your fan away. I'm going to give it to you right now. I took it out.
Okay.
You told me you wanted it.
Yeah.
Well, I got it.
Okay.
Don't jump to conclusions. That's the problem around here. Everybody.
I was just making sure you didn't take it. You just didn't forget to take it out.
I wouldn't leave it there. You told me that you wanted it.
I know.
So I'm going to go get it for you.
Okay. I saw 3 colored beams when I shut it off there. So, turn it off. That's weird. Well, I'll have to look this up and see what it does. Yeah, it has like a... Is that a projection? It feels like the front of a projection TV. And this was the tape that was in it. It looks like it's still good.
Oh, you can fix it for you. You can plug it in. Come on, now. I took the plug off, but I can put the plug back on. Tape in the front yet?
doing something there. Oh, I got a flash. That was cool. And it does it again like it's a projection. That is... it's glass. Okay, so I got this thing working. This seems to work just fine. This thing, I read the manual, and the screen's not supposed to turn on until about 20 seconds, and lockout light should go off. Then the remote light should turn on as it tests one thing, and then the other. But it wasn't doing that. So in the manual, of course, it says something along the lines of call a qualified service technician. And I hate seeing that, because that just means I have to think for myself, because there is no such thing as a service technician. Anyway, after leaving it on for about 4 or 5 minutes, I could smell that unique burning electronics odor, vintage electronics odor. So it does pull around 400 watts just sitting there, and that's not out of line. That's I mean, that's about right. But you can start to smell the circuit board. I guess it is. It's not a resistor smell, not a capacitor smell. It's a circuit board heating up. You can smell it from this section here. It could just be, well, something is wrong probably with the power supply, because it should spit out other errors if it were the controller or the mainframe. So there is high voltage on the CRT. I could even hear it. There is power getting to the fan, but that's usually just a 120 volt switch going to it. After 20 seconds, this should come off, this should turn on, and then that should turn off. And if there's any error that it could display, it would display it. But if there's nothing on the screen whatsoever, then I need to call my qualified service technician. So, next step, I guess, is to start taking it apart and check the power supply section first, because that's as far as the information you get from a, you know, the service, or I mean the user's manual is a 20 megabyte file for text, so that's quite large. So I'm going to start pulling this apart, and you can really smell the that wonderful scent. Thing is a monster, but it is fully populated too. It's got all the acquisition cards. It has the tape drive. It has everything that you could have got. So I'm going to start pulling this apart and just take a look at power supply. Okay, so now that I got that off, well, I got the screws loose. This comes right off, and then you got another service cover, nothing on the inside. So I believe I need to look in this first. And that should work. Actually, I like that one better, because you can look through it and to get googly eyes. It makes everything all googly. Okay, I got those 4 screws out. Let's see what's underneath here. Wow. There's a lot to see in this. Wow. Do we have any burnt fuses? I don't see any burnt fuses. If there's any hot spots, I need to get a thermal camera. Well, I know that the CRT is getting high voltage and it's getting some sort of signal to be able to spit out a cool looking color when it shuts off. What could be... Ah! Well, what's that right there? Is that a bulging capacitor? It doesn't look bulging. It looks goofy though. That one looks different. Let's see, I can compare the... That one right there doesn't look too happy. It looks a little swollen. So I think these are modular. I should be able to pull them out. How? Oh, okay, so there's a nut there. There's a nut there, and it should slide out. Let's see, do I see any other capacitors that look like that? There's another one there, but is it bad? I can't quite tell. This one does look like it might have lost some of its fluids there. It's really hard to tell. So I think I'll pull that out. There's the CRT. Back of it. Guess I can pull some of the other covers off. Okay, I loosened up these screws here and here. And they're retainer screws, so they don't fall out, which is kind of nice. Oh my god, that's a lot of chips. Wow. That is amazing. That's a lot of chips. Okay, this must be anti-static cover. Wow. Even just to hang these on the wall, this was a good deal. I paid $75 for this unit, and mainly it was just to have one to maybe take apart, but if it's functioning or fixable, I will fix it first, or attempt to. So these are different acquisition boards. There's a date on that there. 1975, Tektronix. Do not remove card with power on. Okay. I'm going to pull one of these out and we can just take a look at it really quick. Probably never been pulled out before. Oh. They screwed in? Oops. Well, maybe they're screwed in. Hold on. I don't see I broke the tab off. Could just... They're not held in by anything that I can see. Put that back. Nobody will know. Oh shit. I'm gonna get the little metal rivet that was in there out of there before I put it back together. I might forget. There's the little metal rivet. It came out. Put that to the side for now. Out. And it's starting to fall apart and plastic's breaking on it. Plastic's trim's all breaking on it. On the underside there's little feet that were meant to hold the feet in place. The plastic that's been breaking off is meant to hold the feet in place. And we can figure out what wasn't working. I guess I can test voltages, but I see that one capacitor right there. I could pull that board out. And it's those two bolts right there, and that should slide out. It is socketed, but so are these, and they didn't slide out. They didn't want to. That's just beautiful. All those chips. Oh man. Oh wow. Amazing. Okay. So I'm going to try to get that board out. And test that one capacitor that I can see that's bad right there. Yeah, I loosened those two nuts, and now you can see it slides up and down a little bit. I should be able to just pry that out, or maybe pull it out. We'll see what I mean, there's a thing right there. I could just grab. Oh, there we go. Okay. It looks faulty, but I just can't know for sure. That one right there. I guess now I can pull out that other one. No, it looks the same. Well, I'm going to look over this really carefully and see what I can find. So we can see here, those boards I just pulled out were for negative 160, positive 160 supply, and 11.3 and 5 volt reference. There's probably the same thing on this board too, because they're identical. Yeah, they're the same. So what I could try just running it with one of the power supplies and seeing if it would work, or just two of them, because I think they all run in parallel. So this is the cover that goes over the power supply section, and it has little notches to tell you for those 3 pins that I was using to pull the supply out. Those are little indicator pins to indicate if there's a supply there or not. And it says, for slot 1s and 2, 5 and 6, 3 and 4. So I should be able to, let's say one supply was dragging the whole system down, I should be able to pull out all but one board and then narrow down if it's one of these boards causing it not to come on. But I'm still not sure, and I think I need to focus on the main power filter system, because I'm getting high voltage on the CRT. So maybe that's this board down here. That there's a solid state relay. And there's a big board underneath. Maybe I need to go in from the back or take a look at the back. There's just so much to go over. But I'm going to start, I think, with pulling out this supply here. Or maybe I should check the voltages on the capacitors. What are they supposed to be at? It says 200, so they're less than 250 volts, because those fuses on the capacitors are 250 volt fuses. So it probably something like 160. Okay, I pulled 2 power supply boards out, and we're going to start it back up and see what the wattage is. If it comes down quite a bit, it's half as much as it was. It's making new sounds. Sounds a lot different. And the filament is lighting up on the tube. Yeah, it's definitely lighting up. So you have the high voltage, you have the heater voltage on the tube. Anything yet? Yeah, it's still not giving any indication of being healthy. Okay. The squealing is still there too. It's something I don't think is supposed to be there. That sound. So I can put those ones back in. Anyway, I'll stop here for now on this section of the video. If anybody wants to point me in the right direction, I know this is some very obscure hardware, but I have a feeling it's going to be down in this section over here. But it could very well be, one of the 300 integrated circuits causing it to not boot up. But it should still, the power on self-test should still tell me that, and it doesn't. And I'll add some clips of this unit too, maybe in the same video or another video.